Write an original short story based on a fake. I thought that I had found a rare gem, but he turned out to be a fake. He seemed so sincere, so I thought that here at last was a man who saw that I was beautiful within, whereas the others had merely seen me as plain, if not ugly. I knew that I was not the type who attracted simply by looks, as I had little in that direction. But Simon insisted that I was beautiful within, so I took the bait. Which woman does not want the attentions of a handsome man? I was no exception. We began to go out almost once every week, and I believed that I was the luckiest woman in the world. He was handsome, witty and fun to be with. So when, one day, Simon came to me with an investment scheme, I agreed straight away. He showed me a check for $20,000 and told me that he was going to invest it in futures. He told me that very soon he would be rich and that we could marry and did not have to work for the rest of our lives. Then quite casually he asked if I wanted to invest anything. That was the beginning. I began to write checks for him. First I gave him a check for $5,000. Within a week he came back to me and gave me $1,000. This is the profit on your $5,000. He beamed. I was struck by his ability to make money. I began making out bigger checks. He kept coming back to me with profits, and without fail, every week I received a check from him. Then one day, the check did not arrive as I had expected. We made a small loss, he explained, but shrugged it off as normal. He even offered to make up the losses with his own money. Naturally I refused. I calculated that by now he had invested about $100,000 of my money, my entire life savings, as well as about the same amount of his. He showed me a lot of paper with figures and they always added up. I had no reason to think that anything was amiss. Then one day everything exploded. Simon was arrested. I did not know about his, but one of my former classmates phoned me and told me. It seemed that someone had made a report against him after being tricked out of her life savings. I felt cold all over, though deep within I hoped that it was a mistake. I took all the papers that I had about the transactions and hurried to the address on it. There was no such company. Then I realized that I too had been a victim and made a police report. It came to light that Simon had about 7 ladies on the line. His ruse was the same: pick a woman who was not extraordinarily beautiful but who was rich, promise her marriage and then trick her out of all her money. The trial brought out that he was a compulsive gambler and that he was actually married with 2 children. All the money that he had tricked out of all his victims had just been swallowed up by professional gamblers, who were obviously greater gamblers than he.